Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Life Trading Swing Trading Floor, where our mission is to enrich lives. My name is Brad Reed, and I am a real life trader, and I would like to encourage you to be good. And by good, I mean get out of debt, achieve your financial dreams, and give generously to your community. What's going on, party people? Hope y'all are all doing fantastic, fabulous, and a lot of other things that start with F. Joseph Smith says, "What up?" Hello, Albert. Hello, Joseph. Hello, Victor. JS says, "Hi, all." Yeesh, that means all of us. Got to say hi back, or else it's just flat out rude, right? What's up, Brandon, Terry, everyone else? Well, it's been a pretty crazy couple of days in the market, hasn't it? Ever since the election, we have had a mad, crazy run up of, let's see, only 7.5% in about 4 days in the market. That is on average about what the market does in about 9 months. So, yeah, the market's done in a week what it used to do in a year. Yay. That just doesn't feel right, but traditionally, the market moves at about 10% in a year. Yeah, I mean, that's right, about 10% in a year, and we've done 10% in about a week. So, JS says, I was thinking, what goes up? Uh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't get as much time on the mic in the swing trading room. So let me just share with y'all kind of my thoughts for the next several months. I believe that in the December, February timeframe, we will have a lot of companies that are announcing a fairly massive amount of layoffs as companies restructure for a post-COVID world where there's less travel, less folks working in the office, more folks working at home. Um, I don't like saying that because I know that is just absolutely disastrous. I think there will be government programs that are ending, and many people have not been making house payments for the last 6 or 9 months. And I think all of this is just going to come crashing down on whomever wins this presidency is going to have a big stinking pile of not fun stuff happening in the next several months. There was an FOMC meeting today and they said nothing. I did see a quote saying that they will keep interest rates at zero because if they move them up, it could cause a global disaster. There was something to that effect. It was pretty scary that the Jay Powell is thinking that if they raise interest rates, it could cause a global disaster. Hopefully, I read that wrong. Hopefully, that's a fake quote. But what do we expect from the market? Choppiness. But I think eventually we head higher depending on when and just how bad everything hits in December to February. I hope I am wrong. I hope I am wrong. But you know what would be funny? Bollinger Bands. They're not quite as stretched out as I thought they'd be. But according to this, we've got room to go. And Stokes and RSI. Where's that one? Way down there. And according to the Stokes and RSI, the stochastics and RSI, we've got room to go. So we could be in for another couple of days of crazy big thrill rides. We could have some retests. We will just have to wait and see, folks. So the SPY, I am more bullish than bearish long term, but I expect some choppiness in the medium and short term. DIA, kind of the same story. Let's see, the bull put spread down here is not official on the SPY. That's me and my personal account. Same thing in the DIA. I am running a bull put spread strategy that should return 50% in a year if everything goes right. Yeah, maybe in a couple of months. I'll get to make some announcements, kind of like Matt's doing his swing trading announcements right now. Maybe I can make some credit spread announcements. But the DIA looks very much like the SPY. A massive, massive bullish run. But I imagine with the Bollingers, it says there is plenty of room to go further. And the stochastics and the RSI also indicate there is plenty of room to go before we hit a wall. It's pretty crazy. Buy the dips, takes your profits. Speaking of, I saw a lot of comments today when I was hosting the day trading floor, and I saw some in Slack, people saying, oh my gosh, I exited too soon. Look how much further it ran without me. Can I throw out this idea, folks? If you exit a trade and it doesn't continue, then you cut it too close, right? If you exit and it goes 1 penny further and then reverses, I would argue that that's not an absolute perfect exit. I would say your margin of safety was way too small, right? When we're trading, especially if you're short-term swing trading, you want to be like a surfer. You don't want to paddle all the way out in the middle of the ocean where the wave begins. You want to wait till the wave gets fun. You want to ride the wave, and then you want to get off the wave, and you want to let the wave continue up onto the shore and crash onto the rocks. You don't want to be on it when it's crashing into the rocks. So yeah, if it continues after you've exited, that's awesome. Okay, that should be a good thing. If you get out and it does not continue, then in my opinion, your margin of safety is way too short. Justin Linderman, what's up, man? Says throw in a skydiving analogy too. Yeah, that's a good one, Justin. You should pull your parachute with plenty of time so that it opens before you smack into the earth. Because if you throw your parachute and it opens and you flare and land, that's cutting it too close. That's a great analogy, Justin Linderman. Thank you for that. Yeah, all but one time I had a parachute that was fully out at 2,000 feet. I guess there was 1 or 2 times where I was jumping with 50 or 60 people and I had to pull my parachute at 2,000. But yeah, there's one time I had a mental error, and I had a problem with my altimeters, and I was what they call in the saddle at 1,200 feet, which is not safe. At any rate, DIA, big, huge, massive move into resistance. I expect chop. QQQs, I think this is the one that had moved a straight up 10%. Oh, we got to 11%. All right, so a big, huge, giant move on the QQQs. Here's the thing, folks. There are some people that are profitable, right? Joseph says, I got caught in a thermal and went up instead of down. Oh, that's always fun. You get more time to play. But yeah, folks, there are a lot of people that wanted to get out there that wish they'd gotten out there. There are folks that bought down in here and they are massively profitable very, very quickly. And yeah, there'll be some people exiting. There's going to be some noobs that come in and say, yay, we're going bullish, and they buy up here. There's going to be some profit takers that are selling, and we're going to have a mix of profit buying and selling, and that creates choppiness. But again, long term, like long term, I think one of the most fun skydives I had, we had the plane take us way far upwind, so far we couldn't see the drop zone, and jumped out, pulled our parachutes, and the winds were so fast that we were passing cars on the highway. That was fun. IWM, kind of the same thing. A massive, massive move up. Expect some choppiness. Walmart. So there's an open swing trade on Walmart. Well, let's see. I guess this is Tony's trade setup, I believe. Let me adjust my chat pane a little bit. Yeah, so I'll let Tony manage this one. But I think after that little dipski there, I would probably be raising my stop somewhere around in here. And we have had a lot of fun with Matt's Momo strategy. Uh-oh, I got too many templates. Let me turn that one off. And I'm wondering if, so Momo's supposed to be on the 78. So everything looks good. Green on Walmart. What about this 10 EMA? Yeah, so another entry signal not too long ago. Be bullish on Walmart is the direction to go. OSUR was an absolute zero value play over over earnings. Looks like it's going to go the other way, but the good news is that we have all the time in the world because we don't need a protective stop. And if this thing gets a bounce or a gap up, we can still exit for break even or a small profit. PetMed Express, gorgeous little bounce here. Definitely looks more bullish than bearish. Got some moving averages to contend with, but yeah, I'm be more bullish than bearish. No reason not to be. Here is MU. Now, I don't know if that hit the target or not today, but it sure has gotten close. And MU is into a very, very strong resistance. So here is an entry signal from Matt's 10 EMA template. And that coincides with the stop limit order as MU was making higher lows. Sorry, higher highs and higher lows, pulled back, made a double bottom. Why not take it higher? I wish I had gotten in that one. That one would meet with my trading plan perfectly. VRM, I don't think that one would have triggered today. Ooh, looks like it may have. So again, with that move above the stop part, Mike says it did. All right, so it moved up, down, y'all are in it. Jack says it did, and we're in. Let's go for the win and make some rhymes all the time. It can't get worse than when Brad busts verse. All right, I should stop. And as my last performance doing the swing trading floor, I'd just like to remind y'all I've enjoyed my time with you. Anyways, yeah, that was maybe Arabia. If you're watching this, can you edit that last part out? That was, yeah. Well, we want people to continue to be with real life trading. At any rate, yeah, but looks bullish. Had a big, huge sell off. A bunch of weak bulls exited there. Maybe some folks entered bearish. Sometimes with the newer stocks, it's difficult to get in bearish, but this one may be around long enough. Lots of bears track, weak bulls are now thinking, oh my gosh, I got out too soon, and they're going to pile back in. Yeah, I think there's going to be an overwhelming number of buyers on Vroom. Bandwidth Inc. I do not think this one has triggered, but a gorgeous bounce there off the daily 100 simple moving average. Let's see if it retests that hammer right there. And yeah, I would likely be leaving this one open until we get a close above this line, somewhere up in that area. But yeah, let's see if it does one of those. Sammy says, I have the perfect captain voice. When are the drinks being passed around? Well, Sammy, despite the level of my jokes, I am completely sober. Drinks, let's see. It's my wife's birthday, and we're going out on Saturday. So there will be some, maybe some imbibing on Saturday night. I don't see a reason to make any changes on BAND. Pinterest, I really didn't want it to go up today. As weird as that sounds, I wanted a little bit of a double bottom. I looked at this for a potential day trade, but I feel like it's just a little bit up too soon, too fast, too far away from that 10 moving average. For a swing trade, I still love it. But yeah, I wish it had retested sooner. There's a higher high, buy limit somewhere around in there, stop there. Should have been an easy R if it were on my list. Netflix, there's a put sale down here, and I would love for Netflix to go bearish, wiggle just a little bit tomorrow, and then let's continue on Monday. I love going bullish on Netflix in this area. So I had it on my list today. It opened, as you can see, just a little bit below the orange line, but once it got up in here, I was looking at Roku, Peloton, and one other one today. But anyways, my plan, once I got those big closes above that high, I could have done a buy limit right off the orange line, stop down there, and that would have been good for an R. Probably would have exited all right in there. The FOMC meeting was around here at 2:30. So probably just would have exited a big chunk up in there. Any Allison would have been killer off the high wave. Oh yeah, down there. That would have been a great entry, but that one would not have met with my plan because it opened underneath the resistance from yesterday and it only threw an upper wick. So I get it, Allison, if that's in your plan. For me, that's a little bit too aggressive in this market. If it were like the April, May, June timeframe in July, then yeah, I could have taken something like that. Totally. JS says would have looked like a trap at the open. Yeah, that's why I would have waited for either that candle to close or maybe that one, but certainly after that second one, a buy limit in here, again, 3 pennies off the high of yesterday would have been what my plan would have said to have done. Questions, comments about any open trades? Let's see, I think there's 2 open credit spreads. Yeah, Netflix, oh, and DraftKings. DKNG. Let me add that up here to my swinging list. Bum, bum. Daily chart. Okay, so we will see. There is a chance that you guys get put some shares on DraftKings and get paid to buy low. But I think all along, folks have been looking for a bounce in this area. We have gotten it. So if it runs again tomorrow, then I think I would not want the shares. I'll just collect the premium, right? Because that's a whole lot of bullishness in a row and is likely to retest. However, if it does rest, then we get paid to get the shares. And yeah, look for it to go higher. If you do not want the shares, you might want to keep an eye on this tomorrow and see if there's an opportunity to buy it back. But I don't know, anytime you do a put sale, if you don't want the shares, just make it a bull put spread. Or if you don't want the shares, don't sell the put or put a protective stop on the put or something like that. But number one rule, whenever you are selling puts, is understand that anytime you sell a put, even if it's part of a bull put spread, anytime you sell a put, you are agreeing to buy 100 shares at that price on or before expiration. Groovy. Credits. What was I doing? I was looking at something in Slack. Any thoughts, opposing views, comments? That's what I was thinking. Comments. Ask away. Otherwise, I will scroll down to the request list for today. Bitcoin was requested. Bitcoin is going bullish. It's going higher. So yay for anyone who may have been buying some Bitcoin, especially in this area, who's got, yeah, me, I did. So yeah, screaming on higher, looks good. Joseph says, I was buying lower. There you go. Someone said, can we look in it for the template? So here is the 10 EMA template. And if I were a buyer anywhere in here, I probably would have had to stop. Well, let's put it this way. The highest I would have had to stop would have been the middle of this gap. So I think I would have survived through that. But that is a gorgeous ascending triangle. After it retested the bottom of that gap, yeah, that would have been a great fill right in there. But I'm not seeing signals anywhere soon. And I think most people that are trading Bitcoin, I don't think they're actively in and out. I think they are more just looking to buy and hold for the long term and let it do its magic. Would have been a great entry back here to open the day on November 3rd. Joseph says, I actively trade it. All right, Joseph. There's always someone, right? And now we know who it is. All righty, drinking some dihydrogen monoxide mixed with some branch chain amino acids. I think after, let's see, I've known my wife for what, 14 years, honey? And I think I just surprised her at my level of nerdiness. And that should be impressive. All right. LI Auto was on the list for today. Screaming bullish. A very, very new stock. I wonder if that would have been a signal, right? Yeah, that double bottom. So whenever I look for an IPO, I look for it to run first, come back, and then consolidate, then give a little wiggle, a breakout, and a retest of this consolidation. And then that's where I like to enter to go long. So when I can see what the stock already did, I am really good at finding an entry that would have been absolutely killer. As I think most people are when they see what the stock already did. But I don't know if that run and this consolidation would have been enough to signal me to enter something like that, or if I would have gotten in on that retest. But anyway, it's going higher. Let's see if we can get a pullback somewhere into this area. Earnings are coming up, so I wouldn't mind getting into something very, very soon, but I'm not going to call anything official on that just yet. I would definitely be more bullish than bearish, but yeah, certainly a limit buy somewhere around in there with a stop down in there. Again, that's not the best reward risk. I don't know, waiting for now, but I would certainly be more bullish than bearish on LI. NIO, Patrick Sullivan destroyed this one multiple times day trading today. Got a buy limit filled right in there, stopped there, and exited right at the top there for 2R, and then was looking to get in again somewhere around in here. And we can see that thing went absolutely bazonkers. NIO, I need to do a little bit more analysis, but I think bullish is the direction. That was sarcasm. Watch out for this parabolic move. Typically, when things get a parabolic move that fast, the sell-off can be rather severe. Yeah, JS is saying a flash down. Yep, I agree. But if you're in it, bullish is the direction to go. Let it ride. I mean, pay attention. This might be one you really could watch on the 78-minute chart. Sorry, using the Momo strategy. And look for those two lines to cross, something like that. But it's bullish. When a trade is working, let it work. Earnings are coming up. Let's see, that is saying later in November. NIO. November 17th at 4:15. Yeah, so after close on November 17th. And folks, can I just suggest that earnings are going to have to be pretty darn spectacular to warrant a move from, $3 to $44 in just a matter of months? I don't know how many cars this company is selling. I don't know what kind of profit they are making per car. And Sammy's saying, do they even have a production car out yet? Yeah. So, hey, write it. Let's get it. But pay attention to that earnings thing that's coming up. Terry says JKS as an example. Yeah, great example. Thank you. Went screaming higher, and the pullback was pretty severe. Gorgeous double bottom there on that 20 moving average. I bet Momo said to get in today. And Momo said to get in today. Actually, Momo said to get in a few days ago. 10 EMA on the daily. Yeah, there's a close above the 10 moving average. But there, that one 2 days ago would have been even sweeter. And anyone who shorted it there, I remember looking at this for a day trade today. Anyone who shorted yesterday, yeah, they had to buy to close. And one thing I look at when I'm day trading is realize anyone who shorted in through here after this consolidation, if they were still in, especially after that close yesterday, they probably had their buy stop orders, their exit orders, their protective stops somewhere in here. So the higher it went, the bears just got skinned today. Yep, great gap and go. Nicola won't die. Yeah, I mean, there's someone buying it. If a stock is going to die, though, I mean, it takes a long time, Terry, right? 1, 2, 3 years maybe for it to go all the way down. All right, so as far as NIO goes, I would not be calling an entry anytime soon, or LI or Bitcoin, but if you're in it, manage your trade. You are up big. Do not break even, right? Take some profits, raise some stops. You don't have to exit everything, but if you haven't already exited a partial or something, take that into consideration. Terry says, this is very machine traded, and it comes back to your stops a lot. So hopefully you're back trading, you're practicing how this stock kind of behaves, and yeah, do it to it. Funko Inc. recreational products. I really like that close up there, that move down, and that candle right there. That candle that closed right above all that, to me, between that, the retest, that's saying time to go bullish. I don't know. If I had seen this on Monday, I may have called something like that on it. I don't like the gap down after hours because clearly some bulls got in there. And I really wish that high had gotten taken out. It's close. I'm not ready to go on anything just yet. Bollingers, we should be in the upper band. We are. That's a bullish signal. Stochastics and RSI, we should have plenty of room to go. And we do. I don't see anything too crazy concerning there. So, oh, okay. Well, Matt's signal likes the same candle that I liked. Yeah, I kind of feel like this one may be ready to go. So I'm not going to call anything official on it, but if you're watching the recording or if you're here live, check out FNKO to see if it meets with your trading plan. Yeah, there's another signal. Always good when multiple strategies are giving you a signal at the same time. I like it. I would be bullish on it. And hey, if you bought there and sold there, you made a profit. If you are already in this one, then these are the moves that you want to see. Would not have been a bad idea to sell some covered calls today up high. I probably have a protective put somewhere around in there, maybe down in there. Just depends on your trading plan. Jack says earnings are supposed to be today. FNKO. November 5th, yep, at 4 o'clock. So that was about an hour and a half ago. And at least in the post market, it is down a little bit. So the fact that earnings were happening just a little bit ago would be a great reason to not be in it already. So what would we be looking for? I think I would be looking for a higher high above that and then a pullback to this trend line. Joseph says reward risk doesn't look that good to me. Me either. But if it got above there and then came back and we got some signal right around there, maybe even a limit buy, protective stop, that should be pretty close to 2R. We would have the 100 simple moving average, all of those daily moving averages. That would be groovy. So we'll keep Funko on our watch list. Tesla made a neat little move today, a cute gap and go. I was watching it for some signals, but did not end up taking anything. I think maybe Dan or someone was looking at that, either that double bottom or that double bottom to go higher. I don't remember if they took anything official, but always more bullish than bearish on Tesla. It's just a matter of when. Notice what it did off the 50 moving average there, the 50 moving average there, and the 50 moving average there. If it doesn't take out these highs, let's look for a bounce off the daily 100 simple moving average. If you are in shares of Tesla, I mean, Tesla can really move. So probably a loose stop. If it's a short-term swing trade, I suppose a protective stop around there. Targets taking around in there unless you're going to hold for the long term. But as far as an entry goes, I do not see any types of entries I would be interested in taking right now on Tesla. Yeah, that bounced off the 50 moving average on Tuesday, I guess it was. And if we check out Momo, come on. Yeah, an interesting signal back there. The would be winning. All righty. Beyond the meat. Oh, someone day traded this one today. Fantastic. I did not. I was worried about the moving averages. It was choppy for sure, but there was money to be made. When is earnings on Beyond Meat? November 9th, my wife's birthday, after close. So we'll keep an eye on that. Would absolutely love for this thing to just go sideways until earnings and then take a pop above there. I don't think I'd be very interested in trading it bearish. If you're in it, realize earnings are coming up. That's a great place to put a protective stop. I'm more bullish than bearish. So yeah, if I'm not in it, I'm waiting for earnings. If I am in it, protective stop there. Be ready to buy puts over earnings. I'd probably do that Monday morning. If it's moving up like it is, puts tend to get really cheap. So if you want to buy puts tomorrow, I get it. Just realize you get some theta decay over the weekend. But when it's moving up, puts get cheap. JS says, looks like a wave 5 coming up bearish first. Wave 5. You're saying 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I said ABC? Because when I look at this, I think more bullish than bearish. I'd be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC. 1. No, there. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC. Let's go. Again, Elliott wave, it's very difficult to draw the wave that you are currently in. It's great for drawing waves that have already happened. But yeah, to me, that looks like a higher low. Well, it doesn't look like that's a higher low. So yeah, be bullish. I'm waiting until after earnings to be bullish. But yeah, more bullish than bearish. I cannot wait for them to come out with an organic version. Come on, Beyond Meat. If you're listening, give me an organic version and I am all in. My wife and I do have plenty of organic plant-based meat substitutes in the refrigerator right now. JS says, you're thinking maybe chance to buy around 120. Ooh. Well, I guess if earnings are bad, it could come down in here for sure. Or maybe 130. Yeah, off that daily 200. Put sale, you should be able to get some premium. Wait for it to come back down, but at any rate, yeah, more bullish than bearish on Beyond Meat. I got 25 minutes. I got plenty of time. We're doing all right. We're having fun, right? So yeah, if you're in it, protect yourself. Earnings coming up. If you're not in it, I would be waiting for earnings. Strangle play, perhaps. AMD had again a very nice move today. I am more bullish than bearish on AMD. That Morningstar reversal right there, I think may look very significant in the next few weeks or months. It all just depends on how many people are going to be buying computer products. Bullish is the way to go. It's definitely in a channel. So buy down in here, sell up in here. I'd be more bullish than bearish. I don't see anything that makes me want to go in right now. Now, if the 10 crosses above the 50, we might get a signal tomorrow. What's Momo look like? Come on, Trading View, you can do it. There we go. Yeah, so enter there and see if it continues on higher. But notice exits up there, entrances down there. Yeah. So if you're in shares of AMD, protective stop or puts down in here. Let's see if we can make a slight move higher. And then this is a location, a great location to sell some covered calls way up here because you will get mad crazy premium. And puts down in here will be silly cheap. If you're not in AMD, I think wait for it to go higher, then come on back and catch it right around in there. But yeah, be looking for these double bottoms, be looking for the Morningstar reversals, be looking for the flag pattern. These are all great buying locations for AMD. CVAC, CureVac was on the list today. We had a magnificent gap and then a sell-off. Oops. I would be looking for this to go sideways, maybe until earnings. And if it goes sideways until earnings, I would then look for a little blip above this resistance. And then I'd love to take that higher. If you are in, maybe you got in after it took out the low, scared off a bunch of bulls or weak bulls, maybe trapped some bears. There's certainly an interesting pattern looking there, like it's ready to go higher. We did get a close below the 10 moving average, and then we got a close above the 10 moving average. So I imagine we're going to get a green triangle. Nope. Oh, because the 50's up there. Gotcha. The 50's got to be below it. So while the 50's up there, it won't trigger, but Momo could have said to enter in today. Yeah. Oh, let me talk about the new strategies. Folks, I had some people today asking me about getting in on some of these strategies, and they were nervous because they were using a big R. Folks, I have all the respect in the world for Matt and his trading. It is absolutely phenomenal. I listen to Matt. You should listen to Matt. Follow Matt. And I think Matt will back me up on this. Do not trade a strategy with real money for the first time. Okay. Fake trade the strategy many times. I would say at least 10, but more like 40 or 50. Fake trade it with fake money to understand the ins and outs and how it works and what it feels like before you do it with real money. At least use a very small R to start with. But there's a lot of folks that are saying, hey, Brad, how do I get in? Where do I put my order? How do I do this? And they're telling me that they're doing it with a full R. And yeah, practice, folks. Practice makes permanent. So get permanent, get consistent before you start risking your money. They are fantastic strategies for sure, but learn how to do them with fake money before you learn how to do it with one of your hard-earned real monies. So CVAC, I would be waiting for this to go sideways if you're already in. Hopefully you got in somewhere down in here or with a buy limit around in there. I'd probably want a close up in here before I'm raising my stop up to there, but at this point, I would be more bullish than bearish. NEE, Nextera Energy. Man, that looked like a great buy limit opportunity right in there. Volume coming in, maybe not. That's a weird 3 there. 4, 5. Yeah, there's something off. I think this thing could very likely go higher, but look at all that. Chop, chop, chop. There's something off. I don't know what it is. I feel like a buy limit, even that kind of buy limit is buying high. Maybe it's the protective stop, because I guess the protective stop has to go way down there. That's not a good reward risk. 10 EMA may give a good signal for a very quick swing trade. Yep, you're getting buy signals up in here. So if you're a quick swing trader, I think that's not bad. Maybe an aggressive stop placement to lock that in. But folks, anytime it doesn't meet your trading plan or doesn't meet my trading plan, I'm going to be like, hey, I feel like a tight stop would be in order. Lots of sideways action are typically going to give you lots of buy and exit signals when you're trading momentum strategies. But if you wait until it breaks out, you will have missed it. So if you're following the strategy, you're going to get lots of chop. But hey, I see, yeah, well, you're going to get lots of chop. But realize if you wait for it to break out, you're going to miss that. And that's what the momentum strategies really capitalize on, are the big moves. So choppy, 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 big move. Choppy, choppy, choppy. There will be another big move coming in soon, one direction or another. Everything in my logic brain says a buy limit opportunity somewhere around in here, stop down in there, should work out really well. But something in my intuition says not on this one, Grasshopper. And I think it's just that it's up so much. Well, 44 down in March, it's just about doubled. What is that going to say? 75%? 77%, sorry, not 75, 77. My bad. Oops. And 6 months doesn't mean it can't go higher, doesn't mean it won't go higher. But yeah, oh, that's a nice little B-band squeeze coming in. Wow, but look at the Bollinger Band squeeze there, because the entry would have been somewhere around in there. Probably a protector stop. I don't know. Well, I do know, and it's a no for me. Stochastics and RSI definitely say it's got room to go, and I'm not getting any don't do it signals. So follow your plan. I can do some analysis and see this as both bullish and bearish. Apple, yay. So a lot of folks want Apple to go bullish. It is gorgeous Morningstar reversal off that daily 100 simple moving average. Hope you got some of that. Yeah, Apple's ready to go bullish. Hope you're in it. It is up a tremendous amount in a very short amount of time. So if you are not in it, I would wait for a pullback. Yeah, I'm not going to sell puts on an up day. I think we're going to get a signal there and there. What you got, TradingView? Come on, computer. I got 11 minutes and about 20 to do. So, okay, so got the signal over here and ready to go. Mo says, do you think Apple can go back down below the 100 moving average? Yeah. How soon? It's just all gonna, Edward says, say no, Brad, say no. It all just kind of depends on what happens with December, January, February. Do we get stimulus? Do the current government bailout programs end? Do companies do a massive amount of restructuring in this time frame to prepare for a post-COVID world? I don't know. I think none of us, no one here that's been with real life trading more than a couple of whatever doesn't have a plan for what to do if we get another bearish market, right? It's the winter. We're doing a crazy amount of COVID tests. People's immune systems drop in the winter because there's not as much sunlight and we cover up our skin a whole lot more. So if you want to boost your immune system, take vitamin D. But we have a crazy amount of COVID tests going on out there. and it's the winter season. So there will be COVID cases spiking. It's not, I don't think that's any conjecture at all. Just how will we respond? I don't know. But definitely have a plan to protect your downside, whether that's a protective stop, collars, what what have you. But if it comes down to that daily 100 simple moving average, I would be looking to get in. I think leaps down here would be a fantastic idea, because if we do have a sell-off, I think it will be as rapid as it was there. Brandon says, that's why I sold all of what was profitable on this nutty market pump. Buy low, sell high, right, Brandon? Edward says, I may or may not have done that as well. Sammy says, me too. So it sounds like there's a lot of y'all selling high. It might go higher, but it might not. If it doesn't go higher, then, buy the dip. It's Apple. It's not going to zero. OSTK, very interesting low there that likely triggered in some bears. By likely triggered in some bears, boop. So definitely we'll be watching it for a buy signal somewhere around in here, because if you got in bearish on any of that, or we're holding through bearish of any of that, or if you got in bearish and you've been holding through that, where's your protective stop? It's either there or there. So if we can come up in here and wiggle, then I will be looking for some stop limit entries up across that. If I am in OSTK in a bearish position, well, probably have a protective stop somewhere around in there. Maybe be selling some covered puts. Well, you don't want to sell covered puts on that day. You want to sell covered puts on that day. If I'm in bullish position, stop down in there, because I think as this goes higher, bears will be buying to close, bulls will be coming in. I'm not too worried about that daily 100 simple moving average, but we'll just have to see how it does. Allison says, it did get triggered on the Momo today. Exit short, go long. All right, there's the signal. There's the cross of those moving averages. So it makes sense to me, because I think there are bears that are trapped right in there. And today would have been a great day for those bears to be buying to close. So yeah, let me move on. Got to get to that bottom of the list in the next 10 minutes or so. BIGC, Big Commerce Holdings. Love that run up. Love this consolidation. Let's get some sideways action coming in. Maybe around January, I will look for a break above here, a little wiggle, buy, stop, party. But as far as IPOs go, I will be waiting on this one. I do like the higher lows, so if you're in it, I do think bullish is the direction to go. I'm waiting for now. Let's move on. NVTA, a whole lot of bullish candles in a row. So not a bad idea to take some profits. Great day to sell some calls after all of these bullish days in a row, and buy some puts if you're in long-term positions. If you're in short-term positions, stop right below there, wait for the retest, and then it should continue. I mean, bullish is the direction to go on it. I don't see an entry signal today, just because we do have so many bullish candles in a row. But if it wants to come down in here, make a higher low and wiggle, we might look to go long on that one. I got no problems with that. JS says, gotta go. See ya. Johnny Guarco smoked this one today. I mean, in a day trade, not the, but yeah. Johnny Guarco got in on that. Whee! Unfortunately, I passed. Anyways, let's see, CGC. I did see some Twitter chatter that folks are pretty excited about the whole marijuana industry getting high. I mean, it's consolidated for quite a bit, so I think it's ready to go. Earnings are coming up soon. Monday before the open. All right. So I would not be getting in anything soon. If I am in, today is a great day to sell some really high covered calls and maybe get some protective stops somewhere in that area or that area for over the weekend. You will not be able to buy protective puts Monday morning before the earnings release, because the earnings release will happen before the market opens. So if you are holding on to lots of shares, tomorrow, Friday, November 6th, is your chance to buy protective puts over earnings. Steph says, I bought CGC about 2 years ago. All right. Down in there, and you held all through that. All right. Well, I think you're going to get rewarded. I think you will get rewarded. And if you want, you can have a protective stop somewhere around in there or around in there, but I think you're more of a put person. So buy some puts tomorrow. And if it does get wrecked a little bit, you can sell some puts, turn it into a put a put debit spread or even diagonal. All kinds of choices. All kinds of choices. Mo says ACB. I like CGC better, but I think these things will track similarly. So if you're not in it, wait for earnings. If you are in it, protect yourself. Great time to get into a caller. ST&E. Ooh, man, great time to sell some calls on ST&E as this thing is just blitzing higher. Again, just like so many other things, we're getting into profit-taking territory. Notice that. I mean, it wiggled a little bit. This thing may be choppy for a while, but bullish is the direction to go. If you're in it, wait for a pullback. If you're already in it, I think time to sell calls by puts. Square. I was looking at this thing for a day trade today, but a lot of bullish candles in a row and up big. Looks like in after hours, it is gapping up, meaning everyone who sold today will be trapped. I will be hesitant to trade this thing bullish because I think there's still a lot of people that are in massive amounts of profitable positions. It's coming into resistance, but it is a gap and go, and it could gap and go. As far as swing trading is concerned, this is not the entry zone. That is the exit zone if you are a short-term trader. This is the entry zone for Square. So yeah, if it does gap up into there tomorrow and you want to sell some calls, I get it. Buy some puts, I get it. Bullish is the direction to go on Square. Win, I saw a very interesting drawing on Win today on Twitter. They're thinking this is the time for Win to take off. I don't think until we get some COVID vaccines or social acceptance of the impact of having the virus. I know there's a lot of people that are still terrified of the virus. There are some people that are saying, hey, the survival rate is like crazy good high. Some people are saying that there are lingering effects. So it's not just about survival, it's about whatever. Everyone is free to make up your own decisions on what's right for you and your family, I guess, until the government says you're not able to make your own decisions. But I'm not looking to get into Win anytime soon without more news of a vaccine or social acceptance that the virus is just like the flu or the cold, not meaning the impacts, meaning how socially we have accepted that the cold and the flu happens. Certainly that daily 200 simple moving average needs to be on the bottom side before I'm willing to go bullish. Yeah, protective stop somewhere around in there. Look to be taking profits somewhere maybe underneath that 200, somewhere around in here if you're short term, but more bullish than bearish. All right, Cohen and Company. Bullish is certainly the way to go. Interesting triangle pattern. What does this company do? Financial conglomerates. All right. I think I'm going to wait for a break across that and a retest before I go bullish. I don't mind going bullish. I'm just, yeah, just not quite yet. If you are in bullish already, congratulations. Consider buying puts somewhere around in there or protective stops. Bullish's direction to go on Cone. Lennar Corporation. Again, a fantastic bounce there off the daily 100 simple moving average. If the economy gets wrecked, there will not be much home building. I don't know. This is an industry where I'm looking to exit. I do have some shares of Caldwell Banker, and I am tightening my stops and getting ready to take some profits. I just think I anticipate turbulence in the home building market for a while. You have a long time until earnings. Buy the dip, but I'm waiting. Lyft, great gap up into resistance. I know Jeremy likes this thing long term. Let's see, Lyft. Earnings coming up the day after my wife's birthday, so November 10th. It certainly had a huge gap up. It found resistance at the daily 200 simple moving average. If you not speculate, but buy and hold companies with great ideas, buy the dip. Uber looks much stronger than Lyft. Again, a breakout of that triangle, similar pattern that we saw on Cone and Win. This is what you're looking for. I'd be more bullish than bearish on Uber. I'm certainly not getting in here. I would wait for more of consolidation with that 10 moving average, or maybe even a dip down into there. I wouldn't mind a buy limit down in there on Uber. I really wouldn't. Are they done with earnings? I'm assuming they had earnings a day or two ago. They had earnings today at 5 o'clock. All right. They had earnings today after close, and it gapped on Tuesday. Fascinating. Or Wednesday. Yeah, well, we'll see what the earnings say tomorrow. But if it sells off and wiggles, I will be looking to go bullish on Uber. Jack says it's due to Prop 22 in California. All right, so getting some stimuli, getting some government help. They can keep drivers as contractors. All right. Not full-time employees. Okay. All right. More bullish than bearish. I like Uber better than Lyft, but I'm not getting in just yet. All right, I'm going over. I got to go faster. Fastly, this looks weak sauce. I do not like that making the lows below there. So I will want to see that thing wiggle there before I'd be looking to go bullish on it. I'm not quite ready to go bearish on it, but if you want to buy some puts, I get it. If you are in positions and have held through all of this, protective stop there. If you are in bearish, that's a good place to take a target. Waiting on Fastly. Maxar, gorgeous gap and go today. Boom, boom, boom. Buy limit to get filled on yesterday would have been the time to go. I don't mind a buy limit in there with a protective stop down in there on Maxar, but it looks like earnings are coming up if they haven't already happened. Okay, so earnings are happening now. So I do not like the buy limit yesterday due to earnings. So we'll see what happens on earnings. Folks, if this gap's down to there, that will be a pretty powerful abandoned baby. Day trade that sucker bearish. We'll see where it opens, but you might consider buy limit there, protective stop there, something like that. New Relic Technology Services looks like it's having gap earnings now, and they are down 9%. Buyers are trapped. I anticipate some selling coming in. Problem is there may be some buying coming in right about there. So I would like it to open much closer to that daily 200 simple moving average, give me room to get down. Otherwise, it may get bought up after some turbulence just because people like to buy low and sell high. So I probably won't be day trading newer tomorrow. C Limited, just a lot of crazy bullish candles in a row. Earnings are coming up soon, so got to watch out for that. Great day to sell covered calls and buy protective puts for over earnings. But as far as an entry goes, I am staying away from it. Redfin. Are they having earnings right now? RDFN. Yeah, they are having earnings or just had earnings. Looks like a small gap down. Let's see if it can come down here and wiggle with those moving averages. Then we will look to trade it higher. Yeah, if you're in it, then you hopefully have already protected yourself for the earnings, and we will make a plan tomorrow after we see what it does. Folks, thanks for trading with me today. You guys rock. If you have any questions, hit me up in Slack. And until next time, as always, trade on logic, not on hope. Have a good one, everybody.